Hello. How's everyone doing? I hope that your week 2 is off to a good start. Good work with week 1. Good work with your discussion board post, your introductions, your DB1s, your replies. A lot of you had no problems understanding the system and understanding kind of how that will operate, the protocol for that, getting those turned in on time. So good work with that for week 1. I enjoyed reading all of your introductions and responding. I'm still looking through the discussion board posts and your replies as well. I will be posting those grades soon, so you'll be able to see those in the grade book. I hope that project 1 has gone well. I see it's 3 o'clock right now when I'm filming this on Thursday afternoon, so I see that some of you have already turned it in, which is great. I look forward to reading your first projects and getting those back to you soon. So I will be working on those within the next week. I want to use the video today just to check in, talk about what's coming up in week 2, to talk about project 2, and just to go over a couple of reminders. I think that this is maybe the best way to do this versus me constantly, I feel like I am emailing you and checking in, but I don't want to constantly be emailing you. So I want to be able to go through as much information in these videos as we can, so that then you can also have this video to go back to as needed. But as we go into project 2 is still a category 1 project. Your project 2, as you will see on the assignment sheet, which hopefully you have read or you will read right after this, you're looking at what writing in your field looks like. So this is a project that will ask you to pick out some sources to describe what writing in your field looks like. You also have some readings that talk about that too. Before we talk about the readings, let's talk about what you're doing in this project. So what you're doing in this project, and this would be a good idea to also have the assignment sheet beside you to consult as I'm talking through this. What you're doing in this project is you're analyzing what writing looks like in your field. So you're going to find 3 sources. So of these 3 sources, 2 of them have to be secondary sources. The third source can be secondary as well, or it can be a primary source. We'll hold off and talk about the primary source in a moment. Well, let's talk about these secondary sources first off, because you all have to have 2, and you might choose to have 3, and that works perfectly okay. So in these secondary sources, they can be any type of source. You might go to the journals that you've found for project 1 and start looking through articles within those journals. That might be one place. So they could be journal articles, they could be websites, whether those are popular websites, whether those are academic websites. They could be blogs, so personal blogs of folks who are maybe in your field. They could even be vlogs, so maybe like a video blog, whether that's on YouTube or whether that's somewhere else. They could be, most of what I listed there are all types of online sources. They also could be print sources, whether it's an article from a newspaper, an article from a magazine, whether that's a popular magazine, whether that is a magazine that is a trade publication, meaning a publication that's centered about work in your field. It could be from a book. The type of source you use for this, it does not matter at all. Your goal is to find sources that speak about what writing in your field looks like. When I talk about your field, what I mean there is what writing looks like in the type of job that you want to go into. So it could be, you might have goals to go into a certain type of field, the medical field, the criminal justice field, construction management. All of these are different types of fields. You might within that field have a specific type of job that you want to do. Your goal here is to examine what writing in this field looks like. And when we talk about what writing in your field looks like, it can mean everything from the day-to-day writing tasks. So this could be writing that happens every day by, let's say, a nurse, if your major is nursing, and that is the field that you want to go into. So a nurse who is a practitioner who is in the field every day. Sorry, the video froze up a moment, but we seem to be good now. I hope so. So this could be day-to-day writing that's happening in the workplace that nurses are doing. I'm using the nurse as the example right now because it just was the first one that popped in my head. It could also be more of the writing that happens by academics in nursing. Maybe you want to go more into the academic side, the publication side. So it could be more of the types of research and academic writing that gets done. All of those are different types of writing that you might examine. Your goal is to find secondary sources that analyze what writing in your field looks like, and then to report back in this project what writing in your field looks like based on the information from those sources. So you want to find at least 2 good secondary sources. Your third source, as I said, it can also be a secondary source or it can be a primary source. I know since this is a summer class and since these projects go quickly, finding a primary source and locking one down might be difficult given the short amount of time that you have. So if you were able to find someone who is in your field that you want to talk to, this can be anyone. This can be a friend, a relative, someone you know, a friend of a friend, anyone who's already doing the job that you're doing. If they are willing to serve as a primary source for you and you conduct an interview with them, I don't care how you interview them, whether that is by phone, in person, email, Skype, however you choose to interview. I will not need to see the transcript or anything like that, but you can use a primary source as well. Like I said, I know that might be difficult to find a primary source and secure that primary source on a late notice, but do know that you can use a primary source as one of your sources if you would like to. So 3 sources, at least 2 secondary, and then that third source can be primary or secondary. Use your assignment guidelines on your assignment sheet for the project. You will be citing these in either MLA or APA. Make sure that you are using both in-text citations and that you are doing your works cited page and references page. You have the APA and MLA reference books in your building, or you have the MLA and APA reference style guides in your Building Bridges books. That's a good place to look. I also like to use the Purdue OWL because they have the MLA and APA on there, and sometimes it's just quicker and easier to navigate for me. I'm going to put the Purdue OWL website link under the course resources so you have that. That way it might just be easier for you. Totally just use whatever works for you though, okay? But do make sure that you're citing your sources. So you'll have those 3 cited that you're using both on that works cited if you're doing MLA or references page if you're doing APA, as well as the in-text citations. You look at the assignment sheet too for the page guidelines. I don't have the assignment sheet up. I told you to pull it up, and I didn't follow my own directions. I'm just going to look at that real quick. I'm at home, so I don't have 2 screens, so it makes it a little tricky. Sorry, bear with me for 1 second. Project 2, where are you? So apparently, things work slow. Hang on. I'm still there. Hang on. Yes, so your polished draft, you want it to be around 3 to 4 double-spaced pages. I hope we're not freezing right now. I can't see myself. Okay, yes. We're back. 3 to 4 double-spaced pages. So use your assignment sheet there. If you have questions, please email me. Also, remember that I'm also available to set up any type of office hour. Whether you want to meet, we can arrange a time to meet via Skype, whether that's a voice call or a video call. So just let me know if that ever is something you would like to do. The video is very slow this week, sorry. It's freezing up a lot. Okay, are we good now? I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to end this video and then post a second video and talk about your readings and a couple of other reminders, okay? So I'm going to end this one and see you on the next video.